Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing, well, just Thai immigration generally. And the reason for the title and the reason for the video is I don't think people fully understand that, generally speaking, unless we're under some kind of special set of circumstances like we were under during the emergency decree from the end of March of 2020 until going back to, I believe, October of 2022, during that time period, we were under the emergency decree, so sort of standard immigration protocols didn't really apply. However, we've reverted back to the status quo ante, and we're now back to where we were at in Q1 of 2020, which is just sort of the unadulterated sort of standard Thai immigration, if you want to call it that. And the question posed is, and sort of the observation being made by this video is, yeah, New Year's tends to be a time when, if you're going to see major policy shifts within Thai immigration, they tend to do it after the new year. That's just been my experience. If they're going to roll out a lot of major new initiatives, they tend to wait for the new year. Now, some, I'm sure, in the expat community will be out there arguing, oh, it's all about high season. They don't want to disrupt the high season. They'll do it after the new year, which is kind of the zenith of the high season, although not really the end of it. For everybody that lives out here, we all kind of know that even into later February, you know, there's still kind of a high scene residual. I've always kind of noticed that as far as overall correspondence and things, for at least for us here at the firm, it tends to drop off in about mid-March. We just sort of see it just fall into a cliff, and we wait around for a couple of weeks, and then sort of folks coming in for Songkran and stuff, and you start hearing from people again. But yeah, high season does have a definitive end. Probably sometime in February if you want to be strict about it, but sort of the apogee of it, if you want to look at it that way, is the new year. And yeah, maybe there's some high season concerns within immigration policymakers thinking they don't really want to disrupt that. I suspect that will definitely be at the forefront of most people's minds presently under the current circumstances. But more to the point, you got to remember to think like folks that work in the government, you know. I don't use the term bureaucrat as a pejorative term. I just use it to describe what folks are. Bureaucrats are bureaucrats. Quite honestly, they're very similar the world over in kind of the way that they think. They tend to do things, in my opinion, in a very sort of expedient manner. If it makes sense in terms of timing and efficiency, they're going to do it that way. And a good sort of watershed, if you're looking at it from a bureaucratic standpoint, is the new year. Everything shuts down, there's a prolonged holiday, then everything opens back up, and it's a new year. And it's just, if you're going to implement new policy, and I'm not saying this always happens, but generally speaking, where we see policy changes, we tend to see them at the new year unless they're a major sort of banner policy change, and then you usually see that at a different time of year, not necessarily coinciding or correlating with the changeover in the calendar.